What are we doing here, old man? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So yeah, we right now are kind of in limbo. It is after the Integra's initial dyno session that didn't go so well, so yeah, you'll see this video before the dyno, but basically the dyno didn't go as planned. Had some mechanical issues that were just stupid mistakes, but I couldn't fix them on the dyno, didn't have time because scheduling and stuff. So right now we are waiting to go back to the dyno. I already fixed the other things, so now we're just waiting to finalize the tune. Right now it's just on a basic base map, whatever, but you'll see that. Right now we are back to the grind, back on the ground, whatever you want to call it. So shout out to my boy Percy. This one's for you. Anyway, so this guy hit me up. He is doing this first turbo setup he's ever done. He has, what, this is a K24, I forget which one, but K24 here, and then he's got the CX racing kit, and right now he needs me to build him a dump pipe, charge up pipe thing, so that's what we're doing now. I don't know, he's going to order an intercooler kit from CX Racing. I'm assuming it's a straight kind of like already pre-made thing, so if he needs me to do that later, if it doesn't fit, I mean, so be it. But as far as I know, I'm just doing the dump pipe, or hood exit right now, because there's nowhere else. I mean, honestly, I think running it behind the engine might be a little bit easier, but it's, I hate these new Civics, how the windshield is 14 bus lengths long, and it overhangs freaking half the engine. It's so stupid. Like, I get it, like efficiency, design, airflow, stuff like that for fuel economy, but like, really? So, what we're doing here is, just like I did in my video making the charge pipe, the Integra, this one's going to take some precise cuts because it's a very, very tight fit. I mean, just look at how much room we don't have. So ideally, I'm going to have to make it do a really tight, I want to say 120 degree bend, shoot it up over here, and then bring it up. He's going to probably try and relocate this a little bit lower. He's already got the tape on here, but I'm also going to advise, I already talked to him last night and advised him that he does the Cerakoting. And then either Cerakote this and or get a turbo blanket to make sure all of this stays safe. And then I'm probably, after this is all done, if there's room and stuff, I already told him that I could try and build him a small little heat shield as well, because, you know, just like I did, heat management is key. So but yeah, here's my equation from the last video doing the charge piping on my Integra. So in this instance, I'm going to try and use I don't know, we'll say what, like 7 or 8 pieces of cut length, or of cuts, and I know I'm using 3-inch pipe, and yeah, so we're gonna have to try and roughly get 110, 120 degree bend. So according to that, I'm gonna have to set my saw up to, depending on the angle, 120 or 10, or 110 or 120, either 7.5 degree cuts or 10 degree cuts, and I'm either gonna have to do 1-inch lengths or 1.38 inch lengths. So I know, math talk, nerd talk for you guys. So this is a V-bend setup on the turbo, and the issue is that the dude, I don't know if I would think that these CX racing kits or any turbo manufacturer, I don't know, because I never bought one with a V-bend already on it. But you would think if there was a V-bend on the exhaust housing, they would send you the other side of the V-bend, because there's different types of V-bands. In this case, it didn't. So I had this extra one left over from my car. The only issue is this is one of those machined lip ones where you got the step on there to help seal. So I'm gonna have to grind that off and then use it on this one. So whatever, I'm just gonna get started and we'll start making some progress and knock this thing out. Just bash my finger so good against the metal here that it just like puncture / cut it. Freaking hurts like crazy. But so yeah, you can only get so tight of a radius with your pipe. So if this is a 3.5 inch or 3-inch piece of pipe, and I am only able to get about a 2.5-inch centerline radius, so, or just a hair under, because I did another section like this with bigger cuts, less pieces, and it was too wide. So this is as small as I can get it, and even this is pushing. I kind of got to angle it a little weird inside the V-band there. This V-band I don't think is going to work. It's one that I said I had kind of cleaned up a bit. It's just a hair bigger, and I don't even have a clamp, so I'm going to have to just order a whole V-band. Really frustrating. So basically what we're looking like is, like, I can clear it. Like, it is so tight, but I can work with it. I can just use a few more pies, probably get 1 or 2 more pieces to kick it out towards me a little bit, and then we can use something to kick it up but the brake line, I very gently bent it out of the way, and it's basically like touching still. So he's gonna have, well, depending on how I rotate it, I suppose. So he's gonna have to finish bending that because I'm tired of cutting myself. I don't know. I'll figure that part out. But edge of the cowl, or edge of right here, may have to get trimmed just a tiny bit because I don't see how you're supposed to clearance that. So other than bending it up a little bit, but I mean I can do it, but it is such a tight fit. So yeah, word of wise, I would just run a full exhaust on this setup if I was anybody else. I think there's plenty of room for that back there. You might have to do some with the heater lines, but yeah, I don't know. But we're getting it done. The other thing I can do to kind of get a little tiny extra bit of a bend out of this is I can weld all these inside joints first, and that'll use the heat to pull it inboard a little bit. So whether this V-band works or not, I'm going to weld these pieces of pie together beforehand, so that way I can get that to, like I said, pre-bend. And then if I have to go order another one, another V-band that's more correctly sized, or whatever, like with the clamp and all that, then I can just do that and I won't have to cut this flange off and start over. I've been grinding away at this thing. I had to order a V-band and some O2 bungs and stuff, but I just finished it up. I totally spaced filming any of it. I know some of you guys really think it's interesting doing the whole process, so yeah, here is the finished product. So yeah, looks pretty cool. It's pretty small, but don't let it fool you. There's a lot of weld in this. After the O2 bungs and the V-band and the badge, there's close to 150 inches worth of weld on this thing. So yeah, it's all pie cut only because that was the only way I could achieve such a tight fitment. But let me bolt this thing up really quick and I can show you just how good this looks. Well, fits and looks. Fits, looks and fits. Okay, well, that's not fully in position, but that's definitely just about where it's gonna sit. So it gives him room to have engine movement. Got room for the O2 sensor here. So yeah, it has to rotate up a little bit and then he'll have room for this O2 sensor here, but yeah, we're looking pretty good. Alright, so I am in the car. I'm on my way to Hasport right now to get some engine mounts put into the S. Because we are going to California this weekend. So this video, so far, we've just done some fab work on the other Civic. I have just been everywhere and nowhere at the same time. I haven't made any videos all week because I've been working on my dyno video, which I just wrapped that video up, and now I just dropped the car back off at the house from the dyno to now grab the S2000 here so we can get down to Hasport to slap these mounts in. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't had any work this week. I haven't had anything on schedule. I haven't had anything going on. The Integra has been finished since the last video you guys seen on it, and I've just been waiting for the dyno, and now it came, and now it's gone, and now I'm depressed and I'm happy at the same time. I don't know. You'll see in the dyno video what I'm talking about. So yeah, right now we're just heading back down to Hasport, like I said, to get some engine mounts. So we are going to California this weekend to the Honda meet, which is, I think, IBOC meet technically. So this video will be up probably after the event. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to be in the Hasport booth, or the S2000 is. So yeah, part of that is I have to have some sort of Hasport thing on there. So we're putting some mounts in it. So we'll see you there. Alright, just go a little slower. Right there. Hold on, don't move. I think mine's barely under. Okay. Don't run me over. Well, wait. It goes uphill for a couple miles. I was just enough of a spool that the car started climbing to the midway, just like a 16th over halfway. And then when I leveled out again, it went normal, so. Oh wait, that's not the jack point. That's the jack point. They're really far back on S2000s, aren't they? Yeah. I like the rear slobbering girl rotors and the plain front. So, this is what we're slapping in here. Nothing crazy looking. You know, S2000 mounts are pretty simple, so these just replace the brackets that are already on the car, the cast billet, or the cast aluminum ones. And we just got these. Simple and clean. But we gotta let the car cool off because I did just drive 35 minutes to get here. So got the fan doing its thing. A little noise in here because I got the CNC going in the background, but special guest AD. Haven't seen him in a long time.
That's a manually filter right there.
This is the first time this car's been on a lift since I've owned it. I've done everything on my back.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Alright, so you can see the bracket right here, engine mount here, they're pretty simple. There's 4 bolts each bracket is held in with, and then these 2 bolts right here on each side, so they're pretty simple. Not a whole lot to them. And Scott has helped me here. You guys have probably seen Scott in a lot of the VTech Academy videos. If you guys watch those.
That's solid.
To be honest, I think I took the Cusco brace. Yeah, I just need the 12 mil there, and then the other 2 bolts there.
Come on, man.
Come
on, man.
No. I said we could take it off. I just didn't remember if we needed to. It's been a while.
Or why don't you just separate it into 2 different pieces?
Because that's extra work.
I'm still gonna have to get the other brackets in there.
Because that's extra work, right?
It is.
I hope it doesn't fit out. It doesn't come out. I hope you have to take that apart, like I said.
I hope so too.
Just got the one more right there.
We get apart.
Man, I was wrong.
Those are brand new.
I told you. Put them in there about a year ago.
Rock on.
Nice.
Ones with, the bolt patterns.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh man, I've never seen them in a car before.
I've never seen them either.
So,
what's the easiest way to do it?
exactly. But because
Put it all together.
the bolt pattern is on the inside, I think I could still get it up in there as one unit. Now it's just a matter of...
You can do it. I believe in
I
you.
guess it doesn't matter what side the bolt goes through. I was just trying, in case you ever had to change it for convenience.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, I'd probably going to end up pulling it out as a unit, just like we just did. Anyway, it seems easiest. We'll put the, oh, okay. Oh, wait.
Yeah, so those now
so
there's 2 bolts.
Oh, so those feed up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they go up and
that's a precise little fit.
they go up and through.
Are they going to go through that bar too?
Goes that way.
Alright, got the second one out, a little bit of a fight. Had to remove some of the grounds, which I don't even know there was instructions for this. I just kind of winged it the first time I did it. But so the only difference between the way these go into the stock ones is these stock ones obviously got studs, and these ones don't. So we had to take both out at the same time to get these together because we got to be able to put my brace up there with it. Kind of tedious, but I mean, price to pay for style points, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the Cusco bar does because I haven't driven one without it. I'm just calling out the mounts of style points, so like, it's like, damn, okay.
I'm raising it.
I'm coming down.
I'm just gonna wait till I see that mount touch. Okay, right there.
We just found out that my subframe is slightly twisted on this side. So the camera doesn't even pick it up because of the angle that you have to look at it. But yeah, essentially if you guys remember when I got the car, I replaced everything in this front corner. The suspension was tweaked, strut was blown, yada yada yada. Somehow, without damaging this brace, they managed to tweak the subframe here. So now it's not so much an issue with the stock mounts because they got the studs and pillow ball studs, so you can kind of fake the funk a little bit. But these ones being squared up, it's kind of being a little weird. So we got washer on the front bolt to help space it a little bit. This one obviously isn't tweaked, so it went in a lot smoother. But yeah, just one of those weird things you find working on your car the deeper in you get to it.
Except for I can't put my fancy wrench in there. It's gonna hurt.
Got about 8 inches.
But I know there's like a fancy way that lives on S2000s.
Yeah, you slam it.
Yeah, that's what Doug always told me. He's like, you drop it, you never push it.
All right, let's see how bad she rattles. Oh. I mean, so far at idle, it's really not any worse than the Rock Auto mounts. I don't know.
Oh yeah, nothing.
Yeah, and it's really not bad.
No. That is, and they'll wear in a little bit and soften up too.
Yeah.
You turn the AC compressor on, might be a different story. Shit.
Not too shabby. All right, I can live with that.
I think the taper does do a different thing, because without that big flange in there, it's not so.
Yeah.
It's not as solid. Now
All right, so just left Hassport, and honestly, these mounts, even with being slightly tweaked on the subframe, really don't vibrate hardly at all, especially compared to the Rock Auto ones that were in here. So I'm stoked, and I am just rocking the 62.8 urethane, so it's nothing super stiff. But yeah, so we're good. Pretty stoked on that. So the S is feeling pretty good with the new mounts in it, so really almost no vibration difference from the Rock Auto, like I said, even after a couple days of driving. So this video is all over the place so far, but I just wanted to bring this next segment into some update on the Integra. So obviously, if you watch the dyno video, all of us are disappointed with the numbers, and a lot of you guys say even with my restrictive manifold, I should be expecting a lot more power. Some of you were claiming upwards of 400 plus. To me, that's way out of range, but that's also way above what I want. If I can hit 300 at this point, I will be very happy. But with that, I've been taking a lot of your comments into consideration, and I had my buddy Mike the other day come by, and he does a lot of tuning himself. He's more familiar with like BMWs and stuff, but tuning is tuning nonetheless. And when I told him what was going on, the first thing he had questioned me about is, did you check for boost leaks? Which I was like, no, why would I? Everything should be solid, right? Should be. So what he did is he brought his boost leak tester over. Sure enough, right off the bat, found 2 fat boost leaks. So the T-clamp that held the coupler to the pipe to the throttle body, that was leaking because the T-clamp had stripped, so slapped a new one on, fixed that one. Next up, start spraying more soapy water around. Found out my whole intake manifold gasket shot. The whole top portion, especially the left side, was absolutely spitting. And granted, I've never changed this since I've owned it, so that could definitely be a big reason why. So Honda didn't have any for a couple of days because I was also supposed to go talk to my tuner today, let him drive the car because it was doing something a little funny with like partial throttle inputs. So I couldn't wait for the Honda one, so I just went to O'Reilly's, and they had, this looks to be the same exact one. Honda one at 40 bucks. This one's also a steel one, the crush type, and this one was $13. So I'm gonna throw this together really quick, and then we're gonna boost leak check this again and see if we fixed it. Because if we did, and then I've also taken into consideration a few people of you guys have mentioned back pressure and exhaust systems, and the one main comment I got was from a buddy of mine online, Casey. And his tuner is very, very adamant about me removing my muffler because I have the Dasby design exhaust with the very large OE style design muffler, which I believe is like dual chambered or something. So I don't know, it's a big muffler, but he said that's causing a lot of restrictions. So at least just for a test, unbolt the tailpipe section, fix these boost leaks, and see what the car does. So I don't know if I have the money right now to go throw it on the dyno again. I'll have to talk to my tuner if I can get to him today and ask him like, hey, how much more will you want to just throw this on for another 2 or 3 pulls, just to see if we make any more juice. So let's slap this gasket on really quick and at least see where that gets us with the boost leaks. Alright, everything should be good. I mean, I don't have the sensors hooked up, but I can just plug those in really quick. But let's compress it. I feel like the one of 2 snap-on tools I own is a freaking tire inflator. Or air gauge, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so All right. Let's grab our air source finder. So we're still leaking up top a little bit right there. Throttle body's good. Couplers are good. Everything else seems okay. Yeah, so it's still just this freaking gasket. So I'm gonna try and see if I can snug this down anymore. Alright, so I did get quite a bit of gunk off, but I don't know if it was any part of an issue, so just to be on the safe side, I'm going to just use a small coat of ultra gray RTV on the top portion of the intake where it's leaking. I'm going to just apply it directly to the gasket, but yeah, I don't know what else to try. I mean, kind of at a loss. Hopefully this works. If it doesn't, then I don't know, weld the whole damn intake to the head. I don't know. There we go. Just a thin line right at the very tip top where it's going to sit on the head. Alright, it's finally, again, for the third time today, all put back together. Now, I'm just going to let it cure for a little bit. I got about 2 hours, so I got to head to the dyno. So, right before I leave, I'm going to boost check, or leak check it again. And I really hope the silicone helps. And in the moment, or for the moment, I'm just going to pull the muffler off really fast. It'll never not be a pain in the butt to take this big DA muffler off. I had to drop the whole control arm. Alright, so good news. The freaking leak fixed, or is fixed. That one's fixed. So next leak I just found is right there. So this is just my vacuum line for the blow valve. Easy fix, throw a clamp on that, done. Continue the hunt. Alright, so that's still leaking really good. So I may have to put more Teflon tape on the fitting. So I actually didn't have any Teflon on here, so that just goes to show you, I mean, that Teflon does work, because I sprayed all the other fittings that do have Teflon, and they don't leak. Much better. Cool, freaking works. So I do have a very slight tear in my PCV valve hose right here, so I'm gonna just order one up, and that'll fix that. Just because I do need a new PCV valve as well, because I've never changed it. Yeah, very, very tiny leak there, but everything else, I think we're good. Alright, so that's fixed, just found the tear in the PCV hose, and everything else seems to be good. I sprayed the vacuum line on the bottom of the manifold, that's for the boost gauge. I sprayed the boost gauge itself. Everything else looks like we are finally okay. So on that note, I'm at least a little bit more positive about this turbo stuff. That means I had 4 boost leaks, so I think we got a much better chance now of making some power, especially with the muffler off. So yeah, I mean, I could drive the car right now, but I am gonna just order a new PCV valve from Honda, as well as that little hose. I'm just don't want to deal with whatever, so I'm just gonna do new OEM, because like I said, I haven't changed that PCV valve before, but this gives us good hope for the future. I did email my tuner. He's going on vacation, so unfortunately we can't get this thing back on the dyno for about 3 weeks, so you guys are gonna have to tough it out with me, and we're both gonna have to be patient. So if you did enjoy this video, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I gotta go help a buddy throw a rear end or a transmission into a Corvette. So yeah, anyways guys, do what you love, forget about the rest. If you want to help support the channel, please by all means do so. Got merch and Big Cartel, and I also have a P.O. box if you ever want to send me anything, and I would greatly appreciate that. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day, keep building, peace out.